What's going on, everybody? It's your boy B-Town CEO. Happy Thursday, I'm at. Excuse me. Just waiting on my guests to come. Waiting on my guests to come in and slide through. Just wanted to wrap to y'all for a minute before we really get this thing kicked off, man. What up, though?
What's the deal? Hey Siri, pause.
Easy in the building. Time to get my beverage together. All that. But I was we live on YouTube right now. I just got the video started, so when everybody come in, we can just hop into it. Just trying to get it together, yeah.
Man, you know I be playing Genshin or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Look at my I'm about to switch my view around so you can see it. If I zoom in, most of my artifacts now, my whole screen, I used to only have like 3 or 4 gold artifacts, but now my whole screen all the way down is all of the gold artifacts I've been collecting.
There we go. So now I got the cloud rolling, and I got that roll. Yeah, you gonna really put some time into that shit for sure, man. Grandma.
Yeah. They ain't got a few bucks out of me too. I ain't gonna hold you.
There you go. What up, though?
Ain't necessarily nothing super big, but that's all right. Good deal, my nigga. How you feeling?
Good deal. I can't call it. What's up, bro? Shit. So as y'all know, we already recording on this mug, man. I'm looking at 2 different devices, so gotta bear with me. Excuse me. We got a lot to unpack this week, man. First off, your neighborhood mulatto will be probably sliding here probably momentarily or not. I know we had some stuff going on or whatever, but I want to welcome y'all back to another episode of On the Up and Up. In a couple weeks, a lot has been going on. You know, fatherhood is always fun. It's exciting. Some days you just ain't got it. These gentlemen can relate because hell, they have children themselves. So,
oh yeah, I feel you.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? As always, I get my introduction out. You know what I'm saying? Per usual or whatever. B, what's the deal? How you feeling, man? You know what I'm saying? How's your week going so far? It's Thursday, so hey.
Yeah, my week pretty much finishing up, but it's been cool. Still a hate-love thing with Chrysler, but that's neither here nor there. So besides that, I'm chilling. What about you, brother? Hey
man, you know, I'm hanging in there. You know what I'm saying? It's a little I wouldn't say bittersweet, but it's a little you know, it's a different type of week this week, man. You know, there's a lot going on, man. But you know, we'll get into that in a moment. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Controversy, how you feeling, sir? You all right?
Yeah, man. I'm good. I can't complain. I'm about to be sitting at home for a while.
I know. I'm envious of your sitting at homeness because I'm still working for the harsh atrocities of the man. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? If somebody got to do it, I'm happy to see you. That's all right, man. All right.
Hey, man. That just give me more time to focus on my own moves.
Hey, look, man, some big moves coming, man. As y'all know, you know what I'm saying, like for everybody out there in the YouTube verse and Facebook sphere and everywhere out in this lovely internet or whatever, man, we got a Cards and Cups coming up June 12th. Man, it's going to be insane. If you are a spades player, if you even have a semblance of talent when it comes to cards or whatever, then you don't want to miss it then. You need to have a partner with you present if you want to partake in this tournament that we've got or whatever, man. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the first of its kind, because we ain't seen nobody do it. We've been in the city, so we grew up here, we born and raised here. So, you know what I'm saying, if you know somebody that knows somebody, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna put the links up for you. You can follow it. You can tell a friend to tell a friend, even if you ain't a good card player, tell somebody that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might feel like they the ringer that can win this thing. It's winner take all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give all the details to y'all because, you know what I'm saying, that means y'all gotta follow us to get all the details there. So as we proceed through this show, we'll go ahead and post some of that stuff up for you. But
you gotta let them know too. It ain't just cards. If you want to just come for great conversation and a tasty beverage, you can come as well.
It's a tasty beverage. Nah, look, yeah. If you just want to come have a good time, we're gonna have some good music going on. DJ Be Easy is gonna be out there spinning the hits. You know what I'm saying, man? We got Young Shots in the building, man. You know what I'm saying, as well as Marco Mills. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just out here pitching in to make this event a memorable event, man. So if you a stepper, if you a card player, if you just want to be a drinker, hell, you can pretty much do whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's your world. But June 12th. We'll be talking about that throughout the whole night. June 12th. You know what I'm saying? Dude, oh yeah. So before I get started, man, I want to shout out Black, aka Yo Radio, for inviting me on a podcast last week. We had a very good discussion about are you settling or whatever. And like I love the conversation that I had between me, him, and the women that he brought on there because they were all Black women, not predominantly Black, but they were all Black women. And they were all strong in their particular field of what they were going, what they were striving for or whatever. So, just having the conversation and being able to share a platform with them was pretty much memorable to me. I enjoyed it. It was probably the first of many to come or whatever, but I just love the fact that it was like a refreshing conversation and certain things that we were talking about, especially topics that I ain't gonna say plague the Black community, but they, it's certain things that we haven't unpacked yet that, it's almost uncomfortable to talk about, depending on who you are, So, it was a very insightful conversation. I know I ruffled a couple of feathers with some of my point of views when it came to it or whatever. Just for the sake of argument or whatever, I was pretty much just telling them how in certain cases the Bible has been weaponized when it comes to, basically playing on, women's spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying, or men's spiritual growth for that matter. If you have somebody that's well versed in the book that can navigate through the book and can basically put you in a place that they want to put you at, then they're pretty much using that to their own personal gain. If that makes sense to anybody out there that's listening. And I knew I seen people's eyebrows raised up. I seen the comments started coming in, and I'm just like, all right, let me clean this up so y'all don't think I'm just like, oh, he's a heathen, he's this, and all the holy rollers and all the stuff they talk about or whatever. I can't get flagged on somebody else's show. This ain't even my show, so shit.
No, I feel what you're saying, bro, and your opinion is 100% correct to me. But they gonna say, Matt, they gonna say I'm agreeing because I'm your brother. But it's not that. My thing is, a lot of men that I know how to use the Bible and they weaponize the Bible for their favor. And what I mean by that is, that's like if their woman chooses not to have sex, they be like, hey, the Bible says you must submit to me. But my thing is, you only give that part of the scripture. You never read further down where it also say you're supposed to submit to her too. You're supposed to love her like Christ loved the church. So if you, for guys that do weaponize the Bible, yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that do it. I was finna say, I know a few that do it. I know a few that's doing it right now, but that's not the here nor there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's another conversation. But I agree with you 100%. It can be used for destruction a lot of people know the word and they do use it, like I say, for their own gain. So I saw no fault in that opinion that you had.
Here, look, man. So Look, bro, you controversy. You got anything you wanna tap on to that before I keep going or whatever, man? You know, are you feel like we all in the same? We touch and agree on this pause. You know what I'm saying?
No. You know, I feel the same way as y'all. I really don't. I really don't like touching relationships in the Bible, man. That's a real deep thing. It can get real dangerous.
And it can, and it's like, you know, like I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, I really want to remember her name, and I can't remember her name to save my life. You gotta forgive me for that. But she was like, you know, like her and her sister, like they're deep in it. Like they like, hey, I'm quick saying I'm deep in it, you know, but you know, they're accurate in their beliefs and where they want to go and the direction that they're taking with it, which I thought was pretty impressive or whatever, you know, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, everybody can't walk that full spiritual walk, you know, and like I was telling them, I'm like, at the end of the day, the you know what I'm saying, the church is really, you know what I'm saying, your faith that you have in you. It's not more necessarily the building that you go to every Sunday. You know, it's like I have to travel with this with me everywhere I go. So my faith is unparalleled because I travel with, I bring it with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if that building was to explode and blow up tomorrow with nobody inside of it, of course, then guess what? Your faith doesn't leave because that building got destroyed. It just means that your faith travels to the next destination. It's like, what's that show that show they came out with way back, Kung Fu, where you just walk around the world just, you know, doing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, doing good deeds. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of what we're saying. You know, like you don't need a building to represent your good deeds. You just need a direction that you choose to go, if that makes sense. I ain't here to preach to y'all though. I was just trying to let y'all know what was going on with me in this episode. It was a dog ass episode. First a minute to come, I'm sure. You know, I would love to really have like my, you know, say y'all in this platform meet them in that platform in the middle and have a real good discussion about whatever topics that we even draw out or whatever, because it was that good of a conversation. So shout out to them, shout out to the ladies, shout out to Black, you know what I'm saying, for inviting me on there, man. You know, I say that's a stand-up guy, whatever. I can't say that enough about him, but you know what I'm saying, that's we ain't here for that. We here for the real deal or whatever. So over this past few days or whatever, a lot has unfolded. Wait a minute, let me pause. Before I get into that, I got a funny story for y'all because we're gonna need this after we have this conversation or whatever. So in Florida yesterday, a man was in the drive-thru at a fast food restaurant, and I guess some words were exchanged between him and the lady or the guy that was working on the register. And this man proceeded to throw an alligator into the window of the drive-thru. Nah, I mean, it's Florida, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, gators are down there. I don't know how big this gator was. I don't know the true backstory of it. But what I was reading, I'm like, where the fuck did you get a gator from that size and throw it into a drive-thru window, bro? And who pissed you off that bad that you wanted to toss this whole alligator in there? Like, it's like, hey, look, you know how people like throw shit at people? Like, you like, I might throw a snowball at you, like, I'm mad at you. I might throw some food at you, you know what I'm saying, to indicate something else. But a whole alligator, though, bro.
Yeah,
like,
how do you open up? You see this nigga coming with an alligator. How do you open the window up that far for you to let somebody else throw an alligator in there? Like, what is you doing? You see an alligator coming, shut the window.
Nigga, a whole alligator, nigga. Look, hey, all I know is one thing for sure, two things for certain, nigga. Motherfucker throwing an alligator at me, nigga. For one, like you said, I'm not opening the window. For two, nigga, if you throw that bitch at me, we are fighting, nigga. There's no way around that shit. We are gonna box. Because if that alligator don't fuck me up, I'm damn sure gonna fuck you up. That's a for sure right on, nigga. Look, I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure that might have been his pet though. He might have had that alligator in the whip with him. He probably was in a pickup truck. I'm pretty sure that was it. That was his pet. He probably kept gators or whatever.
That's some TTWPS for sure, man. What? Look, that's that weird people shit. You see how I did that? Hey. Boom.
Good way to clean it up.
You feel me? Look, all good in the hood, man. Look. All right. First and foremost, if y'all haven't subscribed, just subscribe to On the Up and Up. And follow us on Facebook, as well as Spotify, as well as YouTube, as well as Apple Music, as well as anywhere else that podcasts are streaming. First and foremost. Secondly, I got an announcement for you guys. What I'm saying, we are officially with our RSS feeds, we are officially independent altogether now, as of now. So, everything is specifically funneled through this beautiful network or whatever. And I got a couple of announcements that I'll save for the end or whatever that I'm working on or whatever. But excuse me. So earlier this week, the Derek Chauvin trial was on. It's not the George Floyd trial for everybody that needs that correction. They reached a guilty plea, or they reached a verdict. Before I spoil it, if anybody didn't know, and they came up with a guilty plea, and everybody was pretty much walking on eggshells. People were nervous. People were really, uneasy because our history of the justice system when it comes to Black people is really not a good. It's not good. Just for all intents and purposes, it's not good. So, when everybody was listening for the verdict, it was like, okay, yeah, he's guilty. We're celebrating, but it's a short-lived celebration because of the circumstances that come behind it or whatever. Like to some people, it was like, okay, they needed a sacrificial lamb in order to set this thing in motion so that y'all could feel appeased. You know what I'm saying? By y'all, I mean Black people. So to other people, it was like, okay, this is a small win in a bigger war that we haven't even scratched the surface of, which is also true. And to other people, it's like, you want to be positive, but it's been so much negative that has taken place in the last 40, 50, 60 years, if you want to keep track of recent events. 100, 200, 300 years, if you've really been going into your research. It's been, the track record is not pretty. It's ugly. It's brutal. It's devastating. So to some people, it's like they can't see no positive light at the end of the tunnel because there's nothing positive to see. Because if you got one win, then there's going to be 5 losses coming back, which is why this is bittersweet while we have this conversation, because the thing that I'm going to talk about after the fact, I'll save that for after we break this first part down. So how do y'all feel right now in terms of what's going on? Like me and you, controversy, we had a conversation about it or whatever, and I gave you my point, you gave me yours. So I'll start with B. How do you feel right now, B, in terms of not even the climate of what's going on? Like just from your own personal feelings right now, how do you feel?
First off, I feel like I'm one of those people that let's celebrate the small W's while we can, because I also understand there's a lot more L's coming before we get another W. I hate to say that, and it sounds cliche, but it's true. So let's celebrate while we can and be happy. My second thing is I'm happy he's convicted, but now my question is his charges gonna run continuously together, or are they gonna run concurrent with each other, or is he gonna serve? If they give him 6 years for something, bam, he do the 6. Then the next verdict might have been 12 years for that. Then I feel like he should do that 12. Then he got to do the third count or whatever. But if it's concurrent, it's bullshit because all this time is running together. So it doesn't make sense. So that doesn't make sense to me. And so when they break that down and I finally understand what's going on with that, I feel a little better about the situation. As far as like the climate, it's volatile right now. What I mean is cops are walking on eggshells because they like whatever we do is even if we do everything right, it's still gonna blow up in our face. Black folks is walking on eggshells because they don't necessarily know what's gonna happen. Like for example, I was leaving your crib the other day, B, when I left. And I'm doing a regular speed. There's people flying by me doing 100. But as soon as I hit the bridge on 696 or on whatever that freeway is,
the Lodge,
the state boy pulled right behind me. He rolled me for like 5 minutes. So I'm like, it really didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew I was straight. But I'm like, damn, I was terrified though. Like when a normal cop pulled behind me, I'm straight. But like, you don't necessarily know what they feeling. What I hate to say they, but you don't know how the cop is feeling right now. So I feel like I'm straight. I don't want to be don't make me no example. You know what I'm saying? Just let me be smooth and let me handle my business. But like I said, it's a volatile situation right now. So you don't really know how to feel about it. But as far as like with the W though, I'm just happy let's celebrate the small wins while we can. That's all.
I want to piggyback on what you said before I let you go, Controversy. I know you're ready to talk. Give me 1 second, man. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. So me and Controversy, we was at a football game for the Lions or whatever. It was a home game against the Rams, I want to say. Was it the Rams? It was the Rams. I feel like it was Rams. Anyway, we had ended up enjoying the game. We went to the bar for a minute. We had a couple drinks, and then we left. We had to shoot a move somewhere else. We got on 94, and while we were on 94, I was in a good momentum. I was getting it. But state police officer pulls us over, and this is how fucked up this situation is, or whatever. The minute that they pulled us over, I stopped the car, put the keys on the dashboard. Me and him put our arms out the window, like at the same damn time, because we already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing the officer says to us when he rolls up to us is, "Oh, y'all got your hands out the window." First thing we say to him is, "We already know how this go already. We just trying to make sure everything is straight on the up and up. No pun intended. We're trying to make sure you see us, we complying. All the shit that y'all talk about, that we talk about day in and day out, that you see in all these comic books, that you see all this shit." And the first thing the officer told us was that, "Oh man, it ain't that serious. You ain't got to be like that. You know, I know it's messed up, but you ain't got to do that." And we like, yeah, we do. And it's fucked up that you got to have that conversation first and foremost with a peace officer, with somebody that's here to protect and serve, with somebody that's here specifically for your safety. Then, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, he was a black officer. I was gonna save that part for the end. Reason why is because, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing that whether you're black, whether you white, whether you Latino, whether you Asian. I don't care. I'm doing it the same way because guess what? I'm not trying to give you a reason, and I want to get home. I want to get home. That's my objective. If I got a family and I got people that love me and care about me, I'm not trying to be a statistic. The fact that me and him had to do that, though, says a lot more about, you know what I'm saying, our public safety officials than it does about me and him. We just know because we're used to dealing with that type of shit because we've dealt with that type of shit so often. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to give you a reason. You got in your mind, you might have a reason. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we was just leaving a football game, like literally. But you don't know that, you know what I'm saying, unless we told you. So the first thing he said to us after the fact was like, "Man, y'all went to the Lions game, who won?" I said, "Well, you know who won. The Lions didn't win shit." You know what I'm saying? And we all laughed. He was like, "Man, y'all have a good night." But it's like all those instances don't happen like that. You know what I mean? And to bring it all back full circle, it's like you want to feel like it was a victory in this particular case, because it was, to an extent, depending on what type of scope you're looking at it in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's looking at it through a different magnifying glass. So my definition of a win might not be yours, and that's perfectly fine. Let's just embrace the fact that we're moving forward, as slow as the progress may be. Right or wrong, I can live with that. All right, Controversy, you good now? I got you. I just want to state my piece on the story.
All right, but I do want to say, with that situation you just explained that we went through, if you know, an officer do ever happen to watch something like this, you know, it is messed up that we do feel that way. Like we gotta do that to be safe, but at the same time, because of their job and because of the things that they go through, it is scary for us because you don't know what that person feeling like. You know what I'm saying? That's a job that comes with a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? You could be pulling me over, and for all I know, you know, cheated on you. You know what I'm saying? Now you upset and you want to take it out. You know what I'm saying? It's that serious. So for us, it is for our safety, and we do have to kind of be, you know what I'm saying, on the defense because we don't know what's gonna happen. So I hope they kind of understand that. But back to the topic that we're talking about. Yeah, we did have this conversation the other day. I feel slightly a little bit different from everybody. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not room to celebrate it because it is room to celebrate it, but I do feel like a celebration. I feel like when they give us these type of wins, they giving us these type of wins to pacify us. And it's crazy because we talking about this, and I watched this comedy sketch that Diddy posted of this guy, and he was talking about he mad how fast black people get over. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like something like this is gonna make us feel excited, and then we get over it. And, you know what I'm saying? Like we just, man, this ain't it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many years or how much time the dude gonna get, but it's just not enough. And that's why, when I was talking, to Brandon, I was saying, I want to see a change to where if this happened going forward, you know what I'm saying, it needs to be, punishment for these officers. You know what I'm saying? It all giving them a year off without pay. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be stiffer punishment, man, because it's happening too much. And I hope we're going to talk about this later. I ain't going to say what it was, but this fast as we was celebrating this one victory, you know what I'm saying? We had the same situation, something similar, rather, happen, just that fast.
And we gonna get to, we gonna hit there. We going there or whatever, man. And I really I really saved my comments for when I actually got on the podcast. So I could actually let everything be known first and foremost how I felt about the situation that happened following that victory or whatever in that case. So Michaela, I want to make sure I get her name right because I feel like I do her disservice if I don't get it right then. So you give me 2 seconds and let me fact check this so I can make sure I'm in the right place so I ain't getting it wrong. Okay, Makia Bryant. Apologies. So Makia Bryant was gunned down by an Ohio State officer yesterday. And as fast as the celebration, like controversy said, happened, it turned into this or whatever. Now, if everybody doesn't know the story, let me fill you in. So she was basically jumped or attacked by several women, females, grown, young, whatever you want to call it. And they brought this said fight to her home. You know what I'm saying? Before they brought this fight to her home, she called the police to try to interject. And when the police officer got there, he seen the melee. He didn't know who the perpetrator was, who the victim was. This is all alleged, by the way. And he ended up, long story less longer, he shot Makia Bryant. Shot her 4 times in the back. So now everybody has a mixed view on this. And I want to start from the top and tell you who I blame specifically and tell you why I feel the way I feel. So for starters, and this is, let's start with a backstory for us or whatever. Let me bring this thing full circle because I'm not going to get choked up about it because I feel a way about it. Not because I have a daughter, not because my brothers have daughters, but I feel a way about it because of the people that were involved that could have did something different to the point where this shouldn't even happen at all. So once upon a time when we were growing up, you know what I'm saying, we did what little boys do. We fought, you know what I'm saying, we fought other people. We ran the streets. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Even in our fights, you know what I'm saying, the one main goal that you're trying to do is make it back home. You know what I'm saying? So even if I fight you, if I lose today, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, we're gonna fight again. The objective of the fight is for me to fight you until I win. So I can feel like I have a moral victory. Because if I tell you that I go home and I tell my father that I lost, then I'm gonna get my ass whooped again. So now I'm gonna get 2 ass whoopers for the price of 1. I don't want that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you're fighting with a purpose technically. You know what I mean? You fighting for basically the respect of your what I'm saying, your family, the respect of your father, the respect of your mom if she's cut like that, depending on how the situation goes. Anyway, we've had our share of fights and instances where, what I'm saying, people have fought with weapons or whatever. Like, when B fought on my behalf once upon a time or whatever, he was, what I'm saying, hitting the head with a lock, padlocks that they use for lockers and other shit to secure your goods. You know what I'm saying? Well, that escalated to a different level because we took it straight to the house. And it wasn't really no more words to be said then when that shit happened or whatever, because you know what I'm saying, it was retaliation for you doing this and we know where you're at, so we're gonna bring it straight to you. You know what I'm saying? Granted, nobody was gonna call the police because we technically policed ourselves back then or whatever. We knew how to operate under that purview, that we didn't need the law getting involved in none of our skirmishes or whatever. But you fast forward, you know what I'm saying, even to when we were growing up in our high school days or whatever, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when me, you, and Joe, it was a bunch of us, man. Like, and I had almost got into a fight at WC3 or whatever. We took it right back up there, and we was probably 9, 10 deep. You know what I'm saying? And like, we didn't know if anybody had weapons up there. We didn't know, you know what I'm saying, what to do. All we knew was that somebody bothered me, and we about to fuck somebody up, and that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to be said there. You know what I mean? But it's a fight though. Like, it's literally, hey, we throwing blows. Whoever wins, whoever comes out of this, it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? You knew at the end of the day you were able to go home. Now you bring it right now to this point then. It's like, I don't understand where we normalize people getting jumped, where we normalize it being okay for you to outnumber somebody and bully and do all this shit, and not expect them to retaliate or not expect them to do something to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that not only did I have to call law enforcement to make sure that everything was going to be okay, but then I turned around and got shot by the very people that were supposed to protect me, made it even worse then. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like everybody has a say where they're like, well, somebody else would be dead if they weren't dead. They wouldn't have been dead if they never brought it to my house to begin with. If I'm staying in my own neighborhood, I'm not about to bring my drama to your neighborhood because I don't know who you know. I don't know who I'm dealing with. I might not walk out of that motherfucker. That's how I'm looking at that shit. Nigga, we done been on the east side before, nigga, and on Chalmers, on Outer Drive. Nigga, the niggas that did the shit they did that night, how we look coming back, nigga, 5, 6 deep. Yeah, we gonna fuck y'all up. Nigga, it's Chalmers and Outer Drive on the east side, nigga. Like, you gotta make sense of that shit. I make sense of it. It makes sense to me. I'm pretty sure it makes sense to y'all. Anybody that's watching this, it makes sense to you because guess what? That shit it's certain things that you just know. You just know already. Like, you don't go certain places. If I'm beefing with you, I'm not bringing it back to your door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could name countless stories where we done did this shit. And we ain't never been like, nigga, we going back to that hood to do this. No. Why? The shit is over.
And we made it out. We got other stuff.
It's over. We're not being irrational. We're not being unreasonable. We like, nigga, it's done. It's done. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that y'all took this to this woman's, this not even woman, this teenager's doorstep to continue. What'd that say about you? To the parents that was out there, the mom and the dad, some of y'all that's videotaping this shit, what'd that say to you? Everybody has a fault to play in that, not just the woman with the knife. And then it made it even worse that I found out that she was technically like I don't want to say she was autistic, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? That means that you're a teenage girl and autistic. That means that your fight or flight is on 1,000. It's not the regular normal fight or flight of a teenager. And yet and still, people are sitting here trying to condone how this shit made sense or how it was justified. It's not. Everybody has a part to play in that blame, not just her. That's my opinion, though. I will die on that mountain. I guarantee it. We can have a healthy conversation about it, but my stance is my stance.
So what do you feel about the cop though? Do you feel like because I feel like he couldn't, I feel like it's your job to protect and serve. Yeah, old girl had a knife. Don't get me wrong, but my thing is, this is my job. This is what I get paid for. If I can taser, but if he could have ran up and tried to grab her, he could have did anything but just bust 4 times in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but on the other aspect, she got a knife and she's stabbing the old girl. As a cop, he got to protect too. So it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody mad because they like he ain't gonna be punished. Get his job. The justification of that is what's going to allow him not to get punished because he like I had to kill another girl to protect another girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
the problem with what you said, B. You saying it's a double-edged sword because somebody had a weapon and he shot and killed her. But this the thing. It's on video that you have multiple people that's not black that has had weapons, that has lunged at officers, that has tried to attack officers.
true.
You know what I'm saying? And it's never been a shot fired. And that's the problem. Like that's the problem that I have. I want to know why is it that brown skin makes, you know what I'm saying, the opposite race feel scared? Like what makes us a threat? Why does my dark skin make you feel like I'm going to hurt you? Like I'm going to steal from you? Like why is that the common feeling? Not for all, but for some. Why is that the common feeling, you know what I'm saying, that you get when I'm around? You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad that and this is a true story. It's been times where I done probably look rough as hell, full beard, ruffy as hell. I got on the hoodie, I'm going in the store, and it's all eyes on me. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I know it ain't just me, my type, that's coming in here robbing places. You know what I'm saying? It's all different types of people robbing places. But why is it when I come in there, I get all the eyes, I get all the attention? You know what I'm saying? I'm raising the fear in everybody because I'm walking in here and now they're trying to figure out, am I buying or am I coming to rob?
Yeah, it's facts. It's really nothing you can say about it. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words on it, bro, because it is true, 100% what you just said. It's been times I've just been walking, like I know I was rough. I knew I was head full of air, just everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking, and as soon as I get super, I might not even be close to the lady's car, but as soon as I get a step or two, you hear the locks. You hear them, like, especially if you got a car with like the 4 doors, so you can hear all the locks click at the same time. I'm like, God damn, I know I look rough, but shit, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even. Ain't nobody trying to fuck with you. I'm just trying to get to my vehicle. So, but it is what you say. Like black skin does bring fear out of everybody else. I don't know. I can't tell you why it brings fear. I mean, a lot of people like the logical answer that most white folks would give is I've been robbed by a black man before, so it traumatized me, or whatever the case may be. But if that's the case, then we've been. I don't want to go. I was finna take it there. Like, man, I'm straight. I ain't gonna go that far. But like I say, it's just that's pretty much what most white folks that I know, and this is based from people I speak to at work. They was like, I got family members that been robbed by black people, so I never know how to take them. I'm like, so you think all black people just running around robbing people?
Right.
And that's just the answer that most people, or at least a couple people that I spoke to at work, you know what I'm saying? They was like, that's why I don't necessarily trust. And they was like, and I'm like, but it's not even your experience. I was like, what is your experience when you come to work? And he was like, yeah, some black folks I'm with is cool, but what if I meet that black person that's not cool? I'm like, what if I meet the white person that's not cool? You never know who you gonna meet.
And I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying?
and that's the thing that's crazy. And I'm gonna tell this one little story real quick, and it's a part of a mutual friend that we all have. And I never forget we was, downtown Royal Oak, and we was looking at some properties, and we walked past this white lady, and one of the dudes got mad because, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, because I probably would have took offense to it if it was, geared towards me. But, we walked by, this particular person was closer to her than we was, she clutched her purse. You know what I'm saying? And he got real upset. And he said, bitch, I ain't gonna steal your purse. He said it just like that. But it's people don't understand, like when you do stuff like that, like you automatically putting us in that cup. You know what I'm saying? And it is very offensive because we didn't get raised to just be walking around on earth to feel like we just did thug ass person that everybody got to fear because whatever it is that you was taught, seen, that you believe, you think that's what we are. And it's sad, man, because I wish they would feel like how we feel. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, like I don't walk around just thinking every white person is a racist. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that way. I don't. It's just sad that it's the other way around. That's the best way I can say it. Man. I'm feeling a little tight, man.
No, you're right though, man. You're right, and it's like it's so crazy to have these conversations, not even have these conversations, to talk about some of this stuff, and to be so surprised at how oblivious people are, how oblivious white people are, to what's going on and what's really unfolding right before their eyes, and it really gives me like that's a saying that somebody said, like, I'll never be able to tell you what's going on in your yard because I'm more worried about mine. And people literally own that. Like they'd be like, man, if it's right here, straight ahead of me, I don't gotta worry about what's on the right, what's on the left, and what's behind me. You understand? And when you look at it like that, it's like, dude, it's like, but you don't understand the bigger fight or the bigger picture of what's going on. Like if you have a biracial kid and you're white, you just as much in this fight as we are.
Yeah.
If you have a kid that's, a lesbian, you have a kid that's, like, part of the LGBT community, that you're just just part of this fight as we are there. To not to the same extent as being black, but to the same extent of experiencing the harassment, experiencing the racism, experiencing, these different types of, hatred from other people. And the fact that you still can see it with a half a lens is even worse than that. That lets you know, you are familiar with what's going on to an extent, but you still don't want to face the full problem, or you only want to face what's going on in your yard. So if my grass is burning and the fire jumps to your side, you're going to put out the small fire on your side. You're not going to help me put out my fire. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that the fact that we on the other hand, that we're so, it's not even kumbaya, we're just so passive to everything. You know what I'm saying? We passive to a lot of stuff that, it's like, okay, we can turn out the cheek without, all the extra shit that everybody else can. You know what I mean?
Now, I don't necessarily feel like Black folks are passive because we can't afford to be passive. The reason I have to look to my left, my right, my front, and my back is because if I'm traveling and I see a black girl that's getting whatever, you know what I'm saying? The reason I can't just stay in my lane is because I have an auntie, I have a mother, I have, you know what I'm saying? And if this can happen to this black girl and I don't do nothing, just imagine if something happened to my mom or my daughter or my wife or whoever, and I would want somebody to extend the same hand that I would be willing to extend. So I don't feel like black people, they don't have, like white folks do have that, not look back and just only worried about us or whatever. But black people don't have the luxury of that, or we shouldn't have the luxury of that, because it's a fight and it's a struggle, and we all supposed to be in it together. You don't have the luxury. My thing is, it's so much happening to your brother on the left, your sister on the right, that you don't have the luxury to just focus on you. Because it's got to be about more than you. Especially if you have a daughter and you're trying to raise a queen, you have a son and you're trying to raise a king, you have to be vocal on some points.
Right.
I don't know, man. I never felt so segregated in my life, man. until now, the town that we live in, I truly feel like we truly are segregated. Like it's like it's just beyond race. You know what I'm saying? You can say it's race, sexuality. Like it's kind of like it's just every whatever name you want to give yourself for yourself, man. That's how it is, man. Like I don't even want to say this, but specific races, you know what I'm saying? It's like now you just see it. They just more and more stick together and they building each other up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like they trying to help each other, help everybody. You know what I'm saying? They just helping whoever look like them. You know what I'm saying? Like where I live, and you know what I'm saying, I got a specific race that lives by me, and they got all these. I'm just saying like it is, man. I don't want to just call it out, but I'm just saying they got all these expensive cars, and they over here buying houses and fixing them up and putting all this money in it. Like I can't even call it houses. It's like they're building luxury houses, man. But they only doing that for them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I just feel like we just in a real segregated town, man. It's like if you ain't my people, I don't care about you, and that's sad, man. Because everything we done lived through, how far we came to try to make things equal, it just seemed like we ain't really getting nowhere. I feel like we taking steps back at this point.
No, you're right though, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to those things or whatever, like, you know, you wanna be able to move into a good neighborhood, raise your kids and your family in the right setting, you know, and do all these things that you feel like is like going in the right direction or whatever in terms of you being a good parent and, you know, just, you know, doing all the right things or whatever. It's like when you look at it, you know what I'm saying, in hindsight or whatever, and you see certain things like that or whatever, you see, you know what I'm saying, those, you know what I'm saying, communities or those people in those communities thriving and they're bettering the people around them, they're bettering their people around them or whatever. And you're looking like, man, why can't I have this or why can't we do that or whatever? And it's like, you know, it's a laundry list of reasons why, obviously, you know, some of the ones that you know already, you know what I'm saying? And there's some of the ones that people don't want to accept, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. But you know, when you look at it like that, it's like, man, it's like it's sad and it's frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it in hindsight, because it's like, dude, like they out here building this, they doing that, they sending their money back to, you know what I'm saying, their native homeland, they do all these different things to make sure that everything works out in their favor to the best of their ability. It's like I'm over here barely struggling to make ends meet, or I'm, you know what I'm saying, scraping to get by, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I'm surviving. That's the word. I'm surviving. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not living, I'm surviving. And there's a big ass difference between the two words. Trust and understand that. You know, so you know, when you look at it like that, it's like, damn, man, why can't we get that? But it's like, you know why? You know the answer already, but you still ask the question. Because the question is like, man, why? You know, so I understand the why already. I know that, you know what I'm saying, red line is a thing. I know that, you know what I'm saying, these ghettos and these projects were a project. I understand all this, but it's like, man, like I'm here at this point. Why can't I bring my people to this point? Or we could get to this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so much more under the surface that, you know, it's really tying into all that, man. And it's like it's fucked up still because you're there and you on an island by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like you're there.
No,
You know what I'm saying? It's like, think about it. Say you get a nice house in Lavon. You know what I'm saying? And you done spent $175,000 cash money. You know, you done got your house, you got the 4 bedrooms, you got the fence, you got this, you got this, you got all the amenities that, you know what I'm saying, that you ever wanted to see in your house. And you look up and nobody around you looks like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not just talking about your neighbors, I'm talking about miles and miles on both sides. It's like you just hear. Like it's like some shit like how to Get Out. You know what I'm saying? Like you just hear, you know what I'm saying? You like, man, did I really do this to get this? Like what did I receive out of this thing? What did I really get? Did I get safety? Not really. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not safe.
You never
Did I
know
get-
you never know how anybody feel about you, no matter which way
Exactly.
you turn.
Exactly. Did I get peace of mind? I damn sure didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? My kids got a stable environment to grow up in. I don't know. Shit. You got pedophile Pete that stay across the street. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit. Like
Then you
what
got the schools where there's gonna be super racist when your child get to school. So it's
Exactly.
tough. It's
Exactly.
tough.
So it's like, man, like what, like, you know, like I said, this is a different podcast, but it's like, man, those things tie in to what we're talking about, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no clear cut answer for none of this shit, man. Like, you know, like it's a conversation that you have, and then it's like, man, like it's almost like one of them things that gets swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like when the drunk uncle in your family or one of the, you know what I'm saying, people that you look at as like a matriarch or a patriarch does some foul shit. And it's like, well, you know how they are. No, you can't just be like, all right, we're gonna sweep this shit under the rug because we know how they are. That's not fair to the person that it happened to. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. But
That's true.
yeah,
But the deck has always been stacked against any color skin other than a fair color skin. I'll put it that way. The deck has always been stacked against the darker color skin. And that goes to, if you want to, I'm not going to call a race out, but it's a certain race of people that can come here and go 8 years tax free, don't have to pay no taxes or whatsoever. 8 years tax free. And then when they done with their 8 years, when they pass their business on to somebody else that's coming over for another 8 years tax free. So I won't call it a race out or whatever, but like I said, it's just we've never had that luxury. We've always had black folks always had to get it from the mud. That's always been the mentality we had. They threw scraps out, we made a feast. You know what I'm saying? So we've always made it work, and I guess that's just the hard work that's always gonna be with black people. You just like your parents made it work, even when it wasn't a way to make it work. Your parents did, so you make it work too.
but see, what you said right there, being coming back to what Joe said, is that, you know what I'm saying, like the people on that particular end is making sure that their people it's like a relay race to their people or whatever. Everybody's getting a chance to grab the baton and make something of themselves while they possess that baton in. As opposed to us where it's like it's a crab in a barrel mentality. It's, you know, all the slang terminologies that exist are because of our race then. You know what I'm saying? Because of a picture that they painted of us that they've technically, you know what I'm saying, forced on us to believe is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, man, like, you know, like the term black on black crime and, you know what I'm saying, out for self type shit or whatever, all the shit that exists, you know what I'm saying, because of our basically our, you know, our background or whatever, man, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Compared to people that's like, oh man, he really pulled himself up by the bootstraps and really made something of himself. Man, fuck you, man. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that's not true. That's all false or whatever, man. Even when one of us does make it or whatever, it's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? You've been so indoctrinated to what's going on that you looking at us like we're inferior to you now. Like, but that's because that was by design, and I ain't get here to preach to y'all about all that. That's a whole other show. But I'm just saying, man.
It get deep. It get deep.
It does.
The well is deep. It run deep.
And it's like, shit, what's that? The Matrix or whatever, when Lawrence Fishburne be talking, he's like, man, I can show you how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Like, that shit is facts, bro. Like, 95% of the people is stuck in the Matrix. They're like, and you know what I'm saying? You got 5% of the people that's like literally like unplugged and they able to come in and out of there as they please and move about this thing. But it's like people that are so stuck in the construct of that shit that they're willing to derail you and themselves to make sure they protect what it is they've created, dude. Like, that shit that's deep as hell. Look, I ain't here to preach though. I gotta keep saying that. I gotta keep putting emphasis on that because look, I feel like it got the makings of a word out of that. But I ain't here to do all that. Whew. Well, damn. We covered a lot in that span. I got some small shit I want to talk about real quick with y'all too, man. Before we call this thing. Look, I want to shout out A-Rod for becoming a stake owner. You know, what I'm saying, a sports franchise, man. Even though him and Jennifer Lopez broke up, like I feel like he was like, damn, you know, you wasn't with me hitting in the park, but you was though.
You think she want a piece? You think she want a piece of that deal though?
Shit, she said that she didn't. You know, like Jennifer Lopez got money, so you know she ain't really worried about money or whatever. But her track record for marriages is like not good though. like she been all over the place.
If somebody says she should just give up and be a professional hoe, I'm like, damn, that's how y'all feel about her. I'm like, she I don't know. She all right though. Whenever she'll find somebody. Was that the fourth time, third time?
Shit, Mark Anthony, Diddy, A-Rod, and somebody else, but the fourth time.
Ben Affleck.
Yep, fourth time, fifth time, taking fifth time. Shit.
Yeah, fifth.
Yeah,
Fifth for charm. Yeah, she might six might be forever.
Couples up the
Like,
yeah. But no, man. Hey, look, Remy talking about y'all still on. Yeah, we still on, man. Look, I'm not reiterating none of that though.
yeah, because he gonna want to jump on and say some shit. He gonna be like, all right, I got some shit.
We'll give my man a minute to get it together. You know, I said some of us got to work in the morning, not me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's all good. Hey, no, I'm gonna give y'all some small news.
I'm off too.
Before you do that, you definitely want to give Dwayne Wade his flowers too, because he is a minority owner of Utah Jazz. If you don't know,
come on now, way to educate me, bro. I appreciate that.
D-Wade, put it out there.
Shout out to D-Wade. Ain't that like LeBron James? Shit, ain't that just like D-Wade? Hey.
Yeah, hey, got to make your money work for you, man.
Hell yeah, man. Look, I want to say this is. I'm happy you brought up an icon to me, bro. In the midst of that, because I want to say a couple things. I want to first say rest in peace to DMX. You know, he passed away last week or whatever, man. And you know, like if anybody is a fan of DMX or whatever, even if you're not a fan of DMX, like even if you're just not getting hip to him or whatever, man, like you got to understand how much his words had power, one, and two, how much his demons, you know what I'm saying, how he was fighting with his demons on a constant basis, dude. Like he is the true definition of perseverance, even in the midst of him, you know what I'm saying, succumbing to, you know what I'm saying, drugs and other shit like that or whatever, man. Like to be able to do all that and then still be able to give you a word and still be able to show you, you know what I'm saying, light at the end of the tunnel and just always be him. Like, you know, people, that's a lost art in a lot of people. People don't know how to be real and true to themselves and the other people or whatever. So, you know, DMX embodied all that shit, man. So, you know, I want to shout out him first or whatever, man. And then, you know, Black Rob gets his roses, even though he's gone too, because he shouted out DMX even after everything happened while he was in the hospital. And then he turned around and got released from the hospital and passed away a day later after he did. You know what I'm saying? And the shit was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know the whole relationship with him and Diddy. I don't know the falling out or the coming up it's of everything or whatever. But, you know, we know Diddy's track record for him being a shrewd businessman to his artists is pretty extensive. So we'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? And hey, look, and not just breaking right now as I talk to y'all. Shock G, a Digital Underground, passed away earlier.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Damn.
That just happened 14 minutes ago.
Humpty Man.
Damn. Yeah. To do your chance, to do the hump. What?
He created one of the best dances ever. I used to make my nephew do the Humpty dance.
Look, man, I remember that. Look, you made your daughter do the Humpty dance, and everybody was questioning if we were doing right out here in the streets, man. Look, allegedly, by the way, that's allegedly. Look,
Yeah, allegedly.
I'm gonna say she's perfectly fine now. Head, fingers, knees, and toes, everything good. Yeah, but he was 52 years old though, man. You know what I'm saying? So, rest in peace to Shock G or whatever, man, for giving us that hit. You know what I'm saying? Out here, man. Yikes. They say it should come in threes, man, and they have never lied at all. At all.
He definitely ain't lying.
Look, so one other thing I'm gonna give y'all, because I don't think Remy happened on. We gonna go ahead and wrap it up or whatever. Mortal Kombat comes out on the 23rd, which is tomorrow, which is technically at midnight on HBO Max. I am excited about Mortal Kombat because look, they actually gonna give you fatalities, the real shit. They ain't gonna get that PG-13 shit we seen on that movie from 1995, man. You know,
Oh yeah. Part 2 was worse. Part 2 was
Part 2 was absolute dumpster juice with a side of trash. That shit was horrible. Liu Kang has been known in movies. He was in Beverly Hills Ninja too. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a cool Liu Kang or whatever. But no, I'm excited about this new Mortal Kombat or whatever, man. It's gonna be awesome. Like they give you origins about Sub-Zero and Scorpion, how they feud goes or whatever. If you've really paid attention to that shit, you know what I'm saying? The actual government names of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they ain't always been Sub-Zero and Scorpion, so it's gonna be fun to actually watch that and just see all that. How Jax got his arms robotic arms, because technically his shit got cut off by Sub-Zero too. But I ain't gonna spoil it for y'all. If y'all ain't never seen it, y'all need to watch it. Listen, so I told y'all I had a surprise of things of sorts or whatever rolling out. So there's a subsidiary of On the Up and Up that I'm creating is gonna be Spades, Sundays, and Speakeasies. Triple S for short. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm probably have it like not first Sunday, but every last Sunday of the month, I have a different couple sit in, at my dining room. And, we'll sit down and we'll play cards and we'll just sit there and rap about whatever topics come to mind. It's gonna be, some real unscripted shit or whatever, man. It's gonna be, pretty much the same type of atmosphere. It's always gonna be laid back. It's always gonna be judgment free. That's how we do. But that's coming soon or whatever. Cups and Cards, y'all. I was gonna say January 12th. Why am I going backwards? June 12th. You know what I'm saying? If you don't play cards, that's cool. We got something for you to do as well. If you're a dancer and you want to show off your best dance moves, guess what? We got that for you too. If you want to be the best alcoholic you could be, although we don't recommend that, we got something for you too. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you greedy as hell, you want to just eat, we got that for you too, man. Look, we got all the things for you to partake in. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited, dude. Like, COVID held us back for a minute, but now we about to slowly bring this thing full circle. I will broadcast live from there, what I'm saying, for a moment or two while we getting the festivities and everything in order. Tickets are available through myself. If y'all don't know me, Thomp CEO at Instagram. Fucking Mr. On the Up and Up at Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You got, my sold out sneaker life. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need to get him directly on IG, you know what I'm saying? Be easy. If y'all need to get him directly on IG, like literally there's a bunch of ways to get to us to make sure y'all get y'all tickets secure. Y'all don't want to miss it. It's slightly higher at the door. But please, we urge y'all to make it though. We would appreciate it. We love y'all in real life. We love y'all in real life anyway.
Oh yeah. Hey, for real, just it's not even about trying to get rich. This is just really gonna be a fun thing, man. Like it's really gonna be something to remember. So I just encourage everybody, if you can come out, get a ticket. If you don't want to get a ticket, you want to just come up that day, that's cool too. But just come party with us, man. It's gonna bring back some old memories, man. Old memories from our old drinking parties years ago.
Amen to that, man. But,
Laughter.
laughter.
Yeah.
Look, so y'all, we ain't gonna keep y'all no further or whatever, man. Look, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. We happy to be back. I just want to say that in light of everything, I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, just make better, not even make better decisions, just be better in terms of how you move and how you know what I'm saying, go through life right now, because it's critical right now. It's a microscope on us, especially as Black men and Black women. We just gotta, you know what I'm saying, love one another, protect one another, do the things that, you know what I'm saying, you feel is right in your heart. If it feels right, then go with your gut then. Don't second guess your gut. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be better at recommuting our communities through us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to go through the spiel I wanted to say because that's a long speech. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Wait a minute. Before we go, 1 second. Let me bring him into the room real quick. You got the neighborhood mulatto coming in on the literal back end of the night. What is going on, sir? Yes, you're live right now with us.
He had a riot. Like, I'm about to riot in this motherfucker. Got the black man on. I see you.
I don't see him. Let me see. Oh, there you go. All right, he got the black mask on. Look, he looking like Craig David right now.
You can't even see my face.
I feel like we watching the "Can You Feel Me In" video. Like,
I feel like every time I show up, you just make me some light skinned nigga. Like, why? Why?
Hey, because you are some light skinned nigga.
I got.
Hey, he left. Look, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in on the Up and Up. All truths in the booth as always. Please be safe. God bless.